All right. Welcome back to the channel. I don't like to do a long introduction, so I'm just going to go ahead and get into the reading. All right. Tell me what I need to know about this collective. Tell me what I need to know about this collective. Tell me what I need to know about this collective. And tell us what the collective needs to know to move forward. What the collective needs to know to move forward in a healthy, happy way. So I'm getting the vibe that someone may be sick. Someone may be sick, or you may know someone who's sick, or in bed rest, and they're fighting a very, very long, hard fight. Things are going to change. But I'm seeing that this person isn't going to be the same. Whatever caused this sickness or this bedriddenness, this person has had a very, very long, hard fight. And although things are going to change, this person will have a lot more introspection. This person has already gone through this and they have changed internally because of that. I think you're seeing the world in a more balanced way, or this person that you know of is seeing the world in a more balanced way. Balanced. When I say balanced, I mean clearer. You see the world clearer for what it is, or you're going to. And it brings someone a lot of emotional unhappiness. Unfortunately, we, as a society, especially if this is someone from the Western cultures or from the American culture, we went through a very long grieving process, and we're still grieving because a lot of people are still being disabled and are still becoming very sick. And I think this has honestly changed someone to the point where they have gone into hermit mode, as in they've had a lot of introspection about the world, and they had this very bright and loving and caring, and this is what we call the just world theory, where people think the world is just and fair, and then they come to realize that it's not so just and fair. And when bad things happen, sometimes it is unjust, and sometimes seeing the world that clearly, that straightforward, can cause someone a tremendous amount of unhappiness. And I think this is something someone didn't want. So someone didn't want to see things for what it was. But they had no choice. Either someone got sick, they were bedridden, or something happened where this person was just out of commission. Maybe there was an accident, but this person fought hard. This person fought very, very, very hard. Let me get these cards that fell out. I feel like this person is, I think they're trying to figure out how to move. You can either go, or this person can either go into this, this place of unfamiliar territory, things that you're just now finding out, where you have to navigate a little bit on your own because the rest of the society won't or refuse to navigate in the same way, and you have technology at your disposal. You can choose to find out the real information, or choose to continue to see what's really going on in the world outside of your society. You can choose to do that. This is like you're seeking information, seeking the truth, seeking the passion. And it might not be a fun journey, but you going off, and maybe you're connecting with other people who are not of your community, trying to understand things a lot better, because it seems like you have your back turned towards this community. And unfortunately, if you come from like America, sometimes people aren't ready for the truth. And so you have to go seek those who have also been outcasted, who have also had to go on their own journey because the rest of the world doesn't want to see, or at least your world doesn't want to see. I think you'll be moving towards those who want to give and take. You might be able to be in a position where you can give to others, or you might be the person that someone else is giving to. They're giving you this gift of stability, this newfound stability that is actually built on the truth and not falsehoods. It's not a pretty truth. And like this, there's no cards that are like oh, actually there's one card, but even still, like, it is not, I get this feeling that it's not a pretty truth. Ooh, I didn't light my candles. I want to light my candles. I'm so sorry. Forgive me. But it's not a pretty truth. But there is some emotional fulfillment, and there is a way for you to be okay in this. This guy did not want to blow out. You have this Queen of Cups coming out. Because you've already seen the truth, because you've already done the work and the introspection and you see what's going on, once you're able to connect with others, and even it might even be a little bit before that, but it seems like this giving and taking from people who understand what you understand is going to bring you emotional fulfillment. You're going to need this. This was a very hard and lonely journey for you, and it's time for you to go out and connect with others in a mutual beneficial way, where maybe these people have knowledge that you need to survive this new change in perspective. Because this is not exactly what you wanted. But unfortunately, I think it's exactly what you needed. And I think this is exactly what the collective needs as well. Here we go. See, it's always the death card. Always the death card. You know, unfortunately, you or this person or somebody is resisting change. And I see our society as resisting change. I don't see this as, the person who's watching this energy. It may be, or maybe you resisted the change for so long. Yeah, you resisted the change because it doesn't make you happy. It's not a wish fulfillment to see the world in this way, but is it the truth? That is the question. And if it is the truth, then you need to move accordingly. Knowing the truth about a situation, you can either stay and I hate to say it, you can cry about it and stay in that situation and feel hopeless. This a part of learned hopelessness. Or you can, not, wipe your eyes. You still can have moments of grief, because that's exactly what this is about. This is about grief. You can have those moments, but at some point you need to get up. You need to brush yourself off, and you need to go ahead and find the people who are going to support you in your time of grief as well. Because if you're not looking for those people, if you're not looking for those people who understand what you understand, you're going to spend a very long time alone and sick and sad and fighting battles on your own. Look at this person. They are by themselves fighting. And not to say that you won't win in the long run, but if you're with a group of people, you'll win quicker than if you're by yourself. You'll have a better chance if you're with others than if you're by yourself. And I don't mean in a romantic sense. I think so many people are obsessed with romance and obsessed with that type of love. You forget and lose out on the other types of love that's out there for you. The people who are going to be your rock, your foundation. Yeah. You're almost there. It's like you have been through a battle, a fight. But there is emotional fulfillment. So, like, you're going to be someone who has a very good control over their emotions. I'm shuffling a little bit more, but let's bring out some more cards. There's somebody else out there, or maybe this is the environment that you're coming from, where you're dealing with people who are very logical and very strategic. They're the type of people, they are masterminds behind the destruction and downfall of others. You going up against someone like this, if you are someone who is, if you're in the Nine of Wands and you're up against someone who has more money, who has more, I hate to say intellect, but unfortunately with money, you know, you can have a better education. Just because you have a better education doesn't mean that you have empathy, though. It really doesn't. It doesn't. In fact, a lot of people who have a lot of money, you know, they don't really see the need for empathy. And it's because of the cultural training. If you're taught that, you know, superiority over everything, why would there be empathy? If you're taught that life is a game and there are winners and there are losers, why would you have empathy? What would be the purpose of that? You're going to find people who are going to, give and receive in very similar ways, or they're going to show you new ways to give and receive. I think you're so used to life being one way in dealing with people who are in this very manipulative energy. But not only are they in this manipulative energy and they have the resources, they have the time to like ruin people's lives, there are others out there who follow people like this. This is what a lot of people want to move towards. They want to be rich, they want to be billionaires, they want to be able to win. And the point of winning for a lot of these people is to fix this or satiate this need for superiority. People like this in this energy and follow this energy, they have, I call it a sickness. It is a sickness of superiority. Oh. There's someone who is reckless. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe you're healing from someone who is very reckless. You probably came up against somebody and probably some, I hate to say it, lackeys who wanted to dominate and control. See, this person is the intellect behind it. Not that this person can't fight, because they have a sword, but they typically don't. They send their lackeys. They send people to come to you. They send people to sweep you up and take you away, haul you off, haul the people that you love off. You're gonna, I'm getting this strong vibe that you're going to have to team up with other people. These are other people in the world that you're going to be giving and receiving from. You're going to have to team up with those people. And it's going to take, you stop resisting the change. You want things to go back to the way it was. You want, you wish. Stop wishing. That wish is over. It's never going to go back to the way it used to be. Things are different now. You have to see what is happening. And it seems like you are. It seems like you had no choice but to see things clearly. And now that you see those things clearly, you're going to have to team up with other people. Team up with people who have a heart of gold, but people who are also not afraid to stand with you and fight. People who are not afraid to stand beside you. You don't want to be by yourself. You want people who are going to be beside you, who are going to fight with you. Because these people, this intellect has these people doing the dirty work. This intellect has these people doing the dirty work. And not to say that, this person can't be reached, but these are the people that you need to worry about right now. These reckless people who have this dominating energy. The world that you have known is over. It's over and it's changing. And because this person pulls the strings, or people like this pull the strings, this type of energy is ERBEN. That's what this type of energy is. And now you don't have to eat the innocent. You know what I'm saying? But defending yourself is important. And the quicker you get these connections with people, the quicker you'll be able to come out of this unscathed. But if you do it by yourself, you're going to end up more hurt than if you were to collaborate with the people who have the same goals as you. I feel like there's a lot of things, there's a lot of options that you had. You just didn't know where to go, but it's coming. It's coming. Like, you're starting to like pick the right energy. The right energy is starting to come to you. Like, it's more like the cups that you're going to pick, it's going to be right. You have to trust yourself. Trust yourself, trust your ancestors, trust that you are being guided to the right direction. And that guidance is going to take you to other people who want the same things in life that you want. They don't want just the happiness for themselves. They want happiness for all. They want an equal give and take. They want a shared relationship. And that's where you want to be. And this is what's going to help you be emotionally stable. I feel like a lot of times people think that you got what, 2 pentacles up here? No, you got a couple more pentacles. People think that pentacles in the form of money and this idea of superiority is what's going to make people satisfied. But if you notice, a lot of those people, it's never enough. It's never enough. They need notoriety. They need fame. They need to feel on top. It is a sickness. They need to feel on top. They need to feel like they're better. And you're going to have, if you haven't unlearned it yet, which I think you're in the process of doing it, which is going to change things for you completely. Because you're going to have to need to redefine what success is. Is success having all the coins? Is that what success is? Is success having all the coins, but none of the happiness, none of the satisfaction? Is that what that is? You really have to take a look at who told you that getting money was the only way to be happy. Who told you that that was the only way to be successful? Granted, society does tell you that success is measured in how productive you are and how much money that you have. But there's so many people in this world that are productive and have nothing. They have nothing. So is that success? When you have all the coins and you look around and nobody actually likes you. When the only satisfaction you can get is out of mentally dominating people and hurting them. Is that success to you? And what are you teaching others? What are you teaching your kids, the people who love you, that look up to you, about success, about love? I just think about all the people who are, moving in through life. And they don't, it's too late for them to teach. It's never too late for people to teach, but you have a chance when people are kids to install morals and values that don't center around superiority and being better than others. You have a chance to do that, but once they become a certain age and they're influenced by others, especially in this culture, specifically American culture, I can't say any other culture, but I know specifically Western American culture, if this is what is going to be the result of children who are not taught that empathy and love and kindness and caring is more important than success and wealth. And when I say success and wealth, I mean success in the form of what people are. What I like to say is that a lot of us, a lot of Americans, a lot of people have been trained in ways of cult members. And the goal of that is to be the smartest, the fastest, the you have to be on the top, you have to be the better one. And which is also breeds a lot of jealousy and envy and hate. When the truth is we are all contributing. And if we're not contributing to a better society where we're all giving and taking together, then we are contributing to a society where only one really gets to rule, where only a few gets to rule, and they get to use their little lackeys to terrorize other people. There is passion. I feel like you're going to be very passionate about this new start. Like, it's almost like this type of, the rest that you had to do is going to spark some passion in you. Or, I hate to say it, maybe a disability is going to spark a new passion in you to fight for something. Something that's more than for the individual. There was some grief in there. Of course there would be grief. Ooh, okay. Again, You got the King of Cups and you got the Queen of Cups in the same spread, or not even, but in the same path. I genuinely feel like you're going to be someone who is going to be able to help others understand that this type of life that we've been moving towards is not the life that we're supposed to live on planet Earth. This is not the life, that we're supposed to be living, like this life of just enduring and getting the shit beaten out of us all the time. If it's not one thing, it's another. This is going to bring you some stability in some form. It may even, because the Queen of Pentacles is not just it's not just a card of just like wealth. This person is mature. They understand the world better, and they still have hope. They still have hope. They still have determination. They still have a plan forward. Because if you know anything about an earth sign going to have a plan. And I know some people want to go in head first and meet these people in the same way, but I think you're going to have to be more strategic in the way that you move in this world. Or this group of people who are listening. You have y'all. Y'all have the energy to do it. Y'all have the intellect to do it. And it's not like you couldn't, stand up and fight. But you need the intellect. You need the planning behind it. And that is exactly what a Queen of Pentacles does. A Queen of Pentacles is a planner. They're very strategic in how they move. Maybe not as strategic as a Queen of Swords, but they are just as intelligent. And this is going to lead you down the path where you're giving and receiving to those that are also emotionally in tune with themselves and know what they want. There are going to be people of all genders that are going to be able to, they're going to know, it's almost like they already went down all of these paths. You're going to have to find, you're going to run into people who are already emotionally stable. Like, they see the world for what it is, and they have a plan. They know what they're going to do, and they're very secure in that plan. And you might be there to help tweak it or help push things forward. Oh, snap. Not this, turn it off. Hold on. Okay. Well, we just gonna have to keep pushing through. I think where I left off is where you're gonna find people who are going, you might be one of those people that helps these people who already are emotionally stable within themselves. You might be a key component in helping them strategize and move forward with whatever plan they have. Because this isn't a message this isn't a message that simply will benefit your life. It's not about the individual, it's about the collective. And I feel like you knew this for a while. I feel like you just didn't want this. Like, you didn't want this gift, you didn't want this burden, you didn't want this responsibility. And I feel like you've been fighting it. You've been fighting the responsibility of moving the collective forward. You are responsible for this as well. Your journey is this. You have a journey to help move the collective forward, to shift things for the collective. Not just for one or two people who strategically put themselves at the top, but for everybody. Ooh, this is what it is. You're afraid. You're afraid that if you fight for this, you're going to end up out in the cold and poor and alone with nobody to help you. And to be honest, if you try to do it by yourself, that might be the case. But it's not about doing it by yourself. It isn't. And you won't be alone. You have people who are going to be on the path with you. Will you be outcasted? Maybe. You might be outcasted for a little bit. But others will follow you. And the outcast might be because when you tell someone that success doesn't only lie in monetary gains, in superiority games, and in superiority complexes, when you tell someone that being a pop star or a superstar or a singer or a famous whoever, when you tell them that that is not the goal of the collective, that is going to shake their core. You are going to have people to turn their backs on you. You are going to have people who are going to put you out in the cold for that. But that is nothing to fear. Not to say that you'll ever, reconnect with these people. But along the lines, there are going to be other people who understand exactly what you mean. It is not that they can't have success and they can't have fun and they can't enjoy the world. It's that our world right now is on the brink of catastrophe. And you play a part in this. You can go along and do whatever everybody else is doing, but you're not going to fulfill yourself. You're not going to have that fulfillment. You're going to have this unfulfilling thing. You're going to be unfulfilled. I hate to say it, but your fulfillment comes in the fighting. Now, I don't mean fighting by yourself. It comes in strategy and helping others. You are the advocate. You're going to have to team up with those who are more emotionally stable than you. That's the thing. And I know that sounds crazy. I hate to say it, but there are some of us who are not too emotional, but our emotions, like we feel things so deeply that we can't be the face of it. We can't be the forefront of it. We can't be the person, fighting in that sense. We have to be the planner. Yeah, it seems like you're starting because this is walking away, but it seems like you were stagnant. You didn't want to move. You didn't want to find the answers. You didn't want to accept this fight. But either you can accept this fight and accept your destiny, or you're going to keep replaying this destiny. It's really that simple. It's a loop. It's a loop. It's a loop. You're going to go over and 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 over again until you fulfill your destiny. Why do you keep coming over here? What else you got to say? You might be someone, or this person might be someone who is very reckless. So now remember, this might not be you. This might be somebody else. This person might be really reckless. They might be reckless with their words. They may be reckless with how they think, like very impulsive energy. It's like a reactive. You might be a very reactive person, which is why you need to find people who aren't. You see these two water signs right here? They are stable. They might feel a lot, but they are very, very, very stable people. Very stable. They're not as reactive. They take their time. They think about it. They think whether if something is worth the fight or not, if something is worth the argument or not. And I think you don't know that yet. You don't know that yet. You know there's something that you have to do, but I think you're very impulsive, or somebody's very impulsive on how they move through the world. And you're going to have to be more strategic than that. Yeah. This definitely will shake someone's foundation. This might be something that will really rock someone's foundation. I think we talked about the just world theory before. I don't know if it was this video or the last, but a lot of people feel that the world is just, and if you just do the right things, nothing bad will happen to you. But I think that you might be one of those people who you think you did everything right, or you know people who did everything right and still ended up either disabled or bedridden or got into a really bad accident where something unjust happened, and it led you to rethink things, or that person. See, but there's happiness. There is happiness in this change. There's happiness to be had, and it's not just for some, because the sun, not just for some, because the sun is shining for everybody. The sun just don't shine for one or two people. The sun is shining for everybody. It's for everybody. So you're gonna find happiness in this change. Of course, I'm gonna put it out there. There's some grief that needs to be dealt with. And then when I say dealt with, it doesn't mean that you need to stop going through it or you need to try to hurry up your process. It's just you need to acknowledge it, that you're going to be grieving a world that no longer exists. You know, when we're little, you know, we're taught that Santa Claus exists, you know, and we have to accept, I don't know about y'all, but my parents taught me at a very early age that there was no man coming down our chimney to give us no presents. No white man coming down our chimney to give us no presents. You know, so at a very early age, I had to learn that. And that's a grieving process. You know, you're becoming older. You're seeing things more clearly. And I think this isolation time that you had, you're able to see things a lot more clearly. And it's going to take some time. It really is. It's going to take some time for you to grieve and move through it. But with the help of others, remember, you are not by yourself. You need to get out there and you need to start making connections. And get out there doesn't mean you need to go outside, you know. If that's what you need to do, then do that. But you can also find people online. This, for me, because upright, this means that someone is hoarding wealth and they need to let go. I think this person is going to understand, like, giving and receiving. This is where we need to be. And I think these people already understand that. They already understand that if you're hoarding, you're going to cause more detriment to yourself and a detriment to others around you. And so these people, some of these people may actually have wealth or have had wealth or come from a wealthy family. And they no longer, or they're able to produce their own wealth, but they understand that we are not in this alone, that it's not just for one person, that we are all connected, and our success and happiness comes from the collective success and happiness, not just for a couple of people. These people have already they already have they've already figured it out. They're not trying to figure out what's going on. They already know. They've already picked the cup that they're going to choose. I don't even know if it's not that these people don't have strategy. I think they do. I think they just need more people. That's it. But be very careful. This card suggests being very careful of the people that you pick as well. You don't want to pick someone who's a snake. You see what I'm saying? Someone who pretends. Someone who's a wolf in sheep's clothing. You know what I'm saying? You want to be very sure about what you're picking, who you're picking. So you need to vet, thoroughly before signing yourself away. But I think a good tell for these people is that they're not going to be someone who's hoarding. You're going to see them be very charitable, not in a way to win anybody over. Like, that is not their goal. Their goal is not to win anyone over. It's because they genuinely want others to do good. Here we go with the Queen of Swords, popping on up. This ending fight may actually take you to the point where you become the strategic person, where you're no longer being impulsive, but you're actually making decisions that are strategic, that is going to help the collective. And you're going to team up with people who, and this might actually be a couple because they actually came out on together, like, the Queen of Cups and then the King of Cups. This might be a couple that you can work with and move forward with. Or some good friends, maybe platonic friends, or even a group of people. But just be very careful. Again, I say make sure you vet people before moving forward. And I forgot about the Empress card too. Someone who's definitely up on their high horse. I don't know who the Empress in reverse is. It's someone who's on their high horse. They love luxury. Sometimes they're overindulgent. This may have been you in the past, before the transformation happened. This may have been you who is resisting the transformation. But I think what's going to happen, if this is you or somebody that who's resisting that transformation, I think once they actually move through the death and move through the ego death, they'll be able to be someone who's very strong and formidable. They're someone who can, and look, the Queen of Swords is looking right at that King of Swords in reverse. They are equipped to fight this person. They don't have the sword on the side. They have the sword in front of them. They are ready to fight. They have no qualms about fighting. No qualms at all. Alright, give me the last couple of messages. There will be success that comes from this, some groundedness, emotional happiness. Like if you look at this, this is a family card. You got a family here. And family doesn't always mean blood relatives. This might be a family that, you know, you've built from the same goals and like core values. This is what this is. Look at them. They're all very different in appearance. And it's beautiful. But they all have the same. Look, they even have cute little puppies in here. Like, but it's a groundedness. But I'm sensing that there is someone out there who is this Empress reverse. They're a very luxurious person. They're very capitalistic, very in this mindset of luxury and like very and a little selfish. This person, you might be able to help this person understand better, and this person might also be a key to helping. Now, if someone is abusive or just not a good person, what we're not going to do is try to convince somebody to be a better person if their goal in life is to be this type of person. But like if they're bent on being, they don't care. No, you want people who cares. There is someone who does care. They talk about it. They do talk about it, them caring about these, you know, world problems, but they don't do anything. They talk a lot, but they don't do the things that they say. And I think it's time for you to be honest and truthful with this person. If this person is not you or the past you, it's time to be honest with this person, because I think these people, there's a goal because it's not their destiny. It's simply not their destiny to go down this path of selfishness and not giving back. It's a very selfish Empress type of energy. Empress in reverse, at least. Alright, I think we're almost done here. Ooh. I feel like this is going to lead you down a decision that you didn't want to make, and a decision that you might feel like is hopeless. Like, look at this person. You're still going to move forward, but it's almost like you're dragging your feet. Like you're not very hopeful of the situation. You may lose people that you really love because of this, but in the end, you're going to find a very stable connection with somebody, some folks, some people that's going to bring you happiness. It's going to bring you more stability than you've had before. And it's not this type of stability like lavish and luxury and all this jazz, but it's the type of stability that brings you solid contentment. You're going to be content. And it comes after you get out of this, or after this person gets out of this feeling of not wanting to transform. After the ego death, you're gonna understand that you need to move forward and find people who have the same goals as you. And you're gonna do it. You're gonna find them, and you're gonna be a part of this plan to move the collective in a better way. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. I hope y'all have a good night, a good morning, a good afternoon, a good evening, and I'll see you next time.